Welcome everyone to the podcast. We have Kevin here who's going to make his professional debut as a boxer June 24th. You don't want to miss it. I also put the link for the tickets as well on this video, and also for his Instagram if you want to follow him, as well as checking out the tickets on his own link on his own page. But Kevin, thank you for joining us. I wanted to ask you, man, I know you came from China to the US. You're going to become a professional boxer. What made you go in that direction?
All right. So first of all, it was nice to join your this channel and to share my story with you guys. And first of all, the reason why did I want to become a professional boxer is that I was always interested in the combat sport when I was a kid, and I watched WWE and boxing, MMA, something like that. And the thing is, I was a super fat when I was like 20 years old.
Wow.
And I was just like, kind of like self-abasement. You hear me? So yeah. So therefore I decided to be a boxer because I really like it. I really like it. And I was willing to be a boxer, and I was very serious. And just walked into the CM boxing stable and met Raul, which is who's my head coach. And I asked him, for teaching, and tell him my goal is to be a pro. And they said, hell yeah, if you really want it, so let's do it. But you gotta be here, every single day. And I was like 235 pounds, I remember.
Wow.
Yeah. So right now I am 154, but I'm fighting 145 later on. So yeah. But you will see the huge difference, between the beginning and at the moment now, right? And now today. So it's pretty, for me, it's kind of like, it's a pretty important journey. You get me? Like the change, Yeah.
It's cool to hear that, because I was actually watching one of your other videos, like your introduction, which is found on your Instagram page, about how you got started. And I heard that part about Rule saying that it's going to take you some time. And I believe he said it was going to be a year and a half, or maybe it was 3 years of being an amateur, and then it's going to be another like 2 years added on to be a pro boxer. And I was thinking, you know what? I remember going to the boxing gym. I enjoyed it, but I realized too, you know what? You gotta separate the pros from the people that just do it for a hobby, and like yourself.
Yeah.
You have to do it. He's right.
Right. Yeah. Because I don't box when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like in United States, there are a lot of like talented kids, and they start boxing since they were like only like 7 years old or 8 years old, which is good because that's their life. But for me, I was just like regular student, international student. You get me? So I came here for education, academic education first.
Oh.
And I saw those people. Oh man. They are really doing what they want, and I like it. I respect that.
Yeah.
And I told my parents, I said, all right, don't stop me. I just want to do what I want. Like let me try it. Let me try at least one time. At least one time. Let me try it, and I'll try my best.
Yeah.
And Raul, helps me a lot. He motivated me a lot and encouraged me a lot. So right now we did it. We almost did it, but that's just the beginning,
I wanted to ask you, I know that was probably really hard, is that your family probably wanted you to stick to education and probably not go professionally, which is probably very difficult in the culture, but you're stepping out of the norm as being someone that's like, all right, I'm Chinese, I want to be a pro boxer. And that's very rare. And so for you to do that, it's like, I would say that it's very hot for you to do that, because there's not a lot of people that are of the Asian background in professional boxing, but for sure you can sell. And so like, it's great that you kind of took that step, and you even said no to your family, even though that is probably one of the hardest things, because you would want them to believe in you, but it took courage. Like, I would say that was one of your biggest battles to kind of move forward being a professional and kind of pursue that career.
So yeah, correct. That's a little bit hard because like you mentioned before, it's a cultural difference. You get me? Like, people they don't really know boxing, but boxing is art. You get me? It is art. It's not only sport. It is just like it is art.
Yeah. And if you don't mind me asking, right now you said that your weight is like at 154, and your weight class, is it going to be 147, or you're going to try to go 140?
All right, so that's a good question. So my first professional fight, my professional debut, is gonna be a contract weight. So I already signed a contract with my promotion company, and I'm gonna fight at 145 pounds. So which is under 147, but it's a little bit higher than 140.
I see. How do you feel about that weight? Did you try to test out going to like 140 or around there to see what's your comfort?
I will. Yeah, that's our team plan later on. So my team will make sure, and after the debut, so I'm gonna drop to 140, and if I do really well at 140, so I'll just stay there. If not, so probably will go up a little bit or go down a little bit, like 135. But I feel great at the moment, and 145 is gonna be good for me. I'm gonna be super strong. And by the way, you know why I want to be fighting on 145? I'm gonna tell you, because I want to use 8-ounce glove. I don't want to use 10-ounce glove.
Easier for the knockouts, right?
I mean, kind of, because I want to show my fans, my supporter, amazing night. You get me? An amazing night. Yeah.
And that's exciting. And just for people listening, definitely what you're doing, trying to get down in weight, is not easy. I know that there's times where fighters are weight drained, so they're not really 100% for that fight. But I am excited to see how it is for you at 145. And then, like you said, your team will see what to do going forward. But I know you're saying you're going to work towards 140. How difficult is that? Are you going to change your nutrition again, or changing your diet to get to 140?
Yeah, I've been in the diet like for a while. Like I've been eating my meal prep, the champ meal prep. So they cook for me every week. So I've been eating that stuff like at least only 3 months already. You know.
Wow.
So that's my lifestyle. You know, I only have one cheat meal a week. One cheat meal a week. So I eat whatever I want, like boba tea, or like Chinese hot pot, because I come from Chongqing, China, which is a spicy city.
Yeah.
So we eat a lot of like spicy stuff, everything like spicy noodle, just crazy. You get me? Like, but I got used to it. So that's my part of lifestyle. You get me? So I eat healthy. That's pretty much, what I need to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you too. Do you have any idea of who your opponent may be or what you're preparing for?
All right, so my promotion company is still looking for my opponent, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter to me because I don't care. I just do myself. I do my job, and no matter who is in front of me, just like a sparring. You know me, because you know me, because you know how I spar before. People who don't know me, so they don't know me. But people who know me and same how I spar before, so they know me. I'm an animal, so I don't care, to be honest. The night we fight is the night I show people that I'm different. So I don't really care who's I'm fighting, because I will be winning. I will win. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's exciting too, because I know you're like, just seeing you in the gym as well, you're very explosive on your feet and then also with your hands. And so to see it with 8-ounce gloves is going to be a fun fight. And even with that being said, how do you prepare your mind for this fight? I know it's just like maybe like 2 weeks away from this, and I'll try to post it sooner, but I know it's 2 weeks away. How do you prepare your mind mentally?
All right, so yeah, I think that's the biggest obstacle for me at the moment, because I don't really care about my skill at the moment. My conditioning are both of them are really good right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like my skill is ready and my conditioning is ready. But the thing is, when you fight in front of those people, like 100 people, like 500 people, 1,000 people, it's gonna be different. You will feel excited. Like you are going to be very excited and nervous, a little bit nervous. To be honest, I'm talking the truth. No matter who's fighting in front of the people, a lot of crowd, those crowd. So for me, just I'm trying to make myself be more patient and be more relaxed. And when I feel relaxed, so I can show my best side,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just deep breathe. Think about it every night. And I every morning I wake up and I drink black coffee, and like 30 minutes I stay there, just sit in my patio. So I was just thinking, like, and put my phones off and just thinking about my life, like trying the best to make myself be calm, So it helps. It helps a lot.
Yeah, I was even thinking about that too, because even I deal with anxiety sometimes, and so for you to be in front of people, it's a different level. It's a real thing. But it is exciting because you're actually someone that's trying to condition yourself to be ready for that moment. As like you said in the morning, you prepare yourself. So Kevin, what is your main goal for 2022 as we're wrapping it up?
All right, so I turned pro this month. I'm turning pro this month. So the main goal for 2022 is to get as many fights as possible. I want to be busy. I want to be active, to win, to learn, to get more experience from each fight, and be ready for bigger things coming up. Because my goal is not be a professional fighter. My goal is to become a world champion as a Chinese, and showing the people the power from China.
And thank you for sharing that about that, because it is interesting. We haven't seen enough of ethnicity. But as well, for the people that are listening, if they want to buy the tickets, how can they buy the tickets?
All right, so people soon can purchase the tickets on the marvelnation.com, which is the official website. And because I will fighting under Marvel Nation on June 24th, and or just hit my team members up, for getting a ticket. Yeah, so both way are okay. So I promise that I will give my fans and a supporter a good and amazing fight.
And even as we're nearing the end of the podcast, was there any shout outs or anything that you want to announce as well for people listening to look out for you?
Okay, yeah, there are a lot of people that I need to shout out, bro. Like, I feel like without them, bro. Like, if without them, so I can't be here today. You get me? Like, first of all, I gotta shout out my parents. They are able to send me over over to the United States for better academic and education when I was a kid, and then I had the opportunity to know more about boxing. You get me? So yeah, I gotta shout out my family and shout out my coach, my head coach, my strength and conditioning coach, Andy and Mark. We've been working together like 4 years already, and I've been working with my head coach Raul Morales 4 years already as well, and my bigger brother Carlos Morales, and he's kind of my model, like the role model of boxing to motivate me. Like he's super skillful. And he's teaching me all the time, when I make mistake while I was sparring. And my brother from other mom, Oliver Galicia, that's my brother from other mom. So you have to post this part because I want to show him. I gotta shout out to him for everything he's done for me, and sparring, because he turned pro like 3 years ago. So he's kind of like head, right? So yeah, he had more experience, and he told me a lot, like what I need to do when I was fighting, and be relaxed, how to be relaxed, and some like technique stuff, and he's working hard. That's the point. Like he motivated me. Like he's a model. When we were training together, is definitely like real model for me. To me, like pretty important. And shout out my sponsor. There are a lot of sponsors who helped me, for my professional debut. The Cartel Boxing outfit. So they made the whole my boxing trunk, fight trunk, and my whole team, suit, and even my supporter T-shirt. They made everything for me. Yeah, and there are more sponsor coming up. So yeah, I gotta take a note, the name of it, but at least I do have like 8 sponsors as my professional debut. So that's pretty cool for me. Some of them are come from China. They are Chinese company, like alcohol,
Yeah.
company, like transportation company, something like that, and even some like technique company, like they do a lot of stuff. So I really appreciate their support, their supporting. So yeah.
Very cool, man. And thank you for just being on the podcast a while and sharing everything. And for the people listening, I'll put everything that you have as long as your link, even where to buy tickets for June 24th. And they can even check you out. But thank you so much, Kevin.